Hey Carey, what's up? It's me Stan, and let me introduce myself to you. I wrote you a couple of messages from my other channel, World of Stan, but it's for some reason it got suspended. I'm not sure why. But what is this? Never mind. But I was just gonna, leave you a message about myself, and maybe you're interested to cooperate somehow, and just share with you some interesting facts about technology and computers and all. Well, I am certified computer technician as well, and been building and fixing computers and doing networking and a bunch of sorts of stuff with technology for over, I would say, 17 or 18 years. I just graduated the university with a degree, with a bachelor's degree in computer information science and technology. So, I'm good with that stuff too, man. I was just gonna say hello, and I do love your videos. I am subscribed to you. This is my new channel. I was subscribed to you with the World of Stan, but as I said, it was suspended for some weird reason. I'm not sure why, which community guidelines I violated. But anyways, um, so yeah, previously I had a question to you, but I already figured it out. Pretty much, you know how our brand name computers like HP, Compaq, Dell. Well, I'm not sure about Dell's. I know Toshiba, HP, and maybe some other laptop brands. Well, mostly by HP. Um, or Asus, they have a something that's called tattoo on their motherboards, which means that their motherboard, even if you, let's say you have to replace the motherboard in the laptop to fix the laptop, right? Even though the motherboard could be, even if the motherboard could be the same model, it might be for the different computer model and for the different computer serial number and for the different computer build ID, because those factories, they put in information into the computer's BIOS on the CMOS chip. They burn, engrave or tattoo the serial number of the computer, the product number of the computer, the build ID of the computer, the model name of the computer, like HP Pavilion, something, something, so that when you get the recovery media from HP, for example, right? Even though this model, for example, is DV 7601. So let's say there's a model DV7602 with more RAM in it. But it's the same motherboard manufacturer, same components. But there's different number, there's different model, and apparently different serial number and build ID and all that stuff. So let's say your computer, which is DV7601, had a Windows problem and you had to replace the hard drive and you forgot to create the recovery media, and you cannot buy the recovery media directly, or you can buy it actually directly from HP, let's say. But you had to replace the motherboard in that computer. So they send you the motherboard, either blank motherboard, which is just default, with no information about product number, serial number, and build ID, or there might be the motherboard which was meant to put in the DV7602. Let's say, for example, right? So if you got that motherboard and you try to install your recovery disk, it will say, there's system configuration problem. It will give you, could give you a code purple notice. I could give you this media is not supported by this computer. Could give you a bunch of stuff, right? So the reason behind that, as I figured out, that new motherboard, it's possible to re-tattoo the new motherboard. To do that, you need to use the DMI tool that HP used to provide. Now it doesn't provide, but when it used to provide it, I happened to burn a CD, or actually save it on my external hard drive. So recently I had to fix a computer which was a slimline HP with the slimline S3100N. So I had to replace the motherboard, and when I replaced the motherboard, what was funny, the computer was S3102. in the BIOS. When you go in the BIOS and in your motherboard, it will say 3102 or something, and it will say French. So apparently the motherboard was meant to put in the French computer, French version of the HP Slimline. And of course, my recovery disks didn't work. Although they ran, and they installed everything, but it could not start because it was giving me the code purple. So I happen to have this tool, and what it does, you put in the I burn it on a CD. So you put in a CD, boot up from it, and then you launch the program, and it will ask you to put in the serial number, the product number, the byte portion, what they call it. It's on the sticker on the bottom of the case. The model name, the model number, the build ID, and once I did it, actually the computer started, and then now it's fine. Now it's matching the information on the case or on the actual computer, on the actual recovery CD, because the recovery CD has a build ID. It has to match with the build ID on your motherboard. So that's how tricky they got. But apparently this service costs about like $300 if you send it out to HP, and if they still support this model. If you just replace the motherboard and computer, let's say, is out of warranty, just recently got out of warranty, and you have to replace the motherboard. Well, you can send it to HP for them to do it, but it'll cost you over $200 something dollars, so like $300 with tax and everything. So I figured out how to do that, so that was something cool. Yeah, I like your latest video, if it is the latest video when you mess around with scammer. I had a good experience, I'll tell you. So there's this scammer calls me, right? We're calling from HP because you used the HP Smart Friend last year, and some services stopped working, and we need to just refund your money because those services is out of date, and I can show you the services, blah 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 blah. Well, I understand they're trying to get into my computer, so I'm playing along with that. And actually, I was actually on my Mac here, so I'm playing along with them, and I'm like, okay, what should I do? And they're like, well, get a TeamViewer. Basically, they told me to go to teamviewer.com, blah blah blah. Get the TeamViewer. Now, listen to what they've done. They said, I will give you the product number, the TeamViewer ID and the TeamViewer password. I was like, okay, sure. Because I know, if they give it to me, then I connect to them. So, what I've done is, I was like, okay, sure. So, and then I logged in, and I see their desktop all nice and shiny. And they tell me, well, now go on the top and click switch sites with partners. And I was like, pretending I don't know where it is. And you know what I've done? A couple times, actually. I simply shut down their computer. Like, I went, start, shut down, and all that stuff. I shut down their server computer. If I had more time, I would format the drive, if I could. But that would be fun to watch. But, or start the recovery if they had the recovery partition or something. They stopped their computer so bad. But yeah, it was a fun experience. So after they noticed that, and they called me back again, and I was like, okay, so sorry we had the interruption, but please go ahead and we'll give you the ID again and log in again. I logged in again, but then they figured out what I was going to do, so they hung up on me. So I wasted their time for good, and it was fun when I shut down their computers. But yeah, so pretty much that's what I've done, and it was fun. So you said a bunch of people call you. Like, I don't see your phone number. Like, where can I find how to contact you? So sometimes I might have a question or a suggestion or whatnot, and I might throw in, like calling you, throw in some suggestion or some, maybe we could collab and do something together. I don't know, some project, some build. You can send me the customers if you want to. I'll send you some customers. Like, you can send me customers that are close to me. I can send you the customers that are close to you. Because people call me, and we'll give, help each other out that way. Anyways, thanks for listening to this vlog, and hopefully you like it. Smash that subscribe and like button if you like it. I would gladly appreciate it, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Peace.